Welcome once again to Reflections and to Canon Andrew White. And we've got some good news to start off the show, Andrew.
Yeah, I just wanted to share some news with you about our school in Jordan, which is our biggest project for the Iraqi refugees. And the great news is that one of my old colleagues, who's a private school teacher in England, who worked with me in Jordan for 3 years, she's on half term. So she went over yesterday, and I managed to speak with some of our old pupils, and it was such good news. And today she has arranged to go back to the school, and the school is still functioning well with 150 students. So everything is in order, and we'll have pictures soon.
That's great. Now, there was a time of worry this last week. You
Oh,
thought
there's real worry.
the school was closed, but it's not.
We didn't know what was happening. And the tension seems to be between Father Khalil, who is a priest we worked with. He retired, and the new priest came, and he wants us to support his school rather than our school. But the good news is we are back.
And it's been run by a nun, I understand.
Well, it's a lay worker who's a woman rather than a priest.
And you've got 150 children there. At what ages?
They are from 4 until 18,
Do you get any help from the government at all?
none whatsoever. All of it is done by my supporters and my friends. That's where we get the money from.
Oh, we've got some other good news. It's called Ploughshares. Can you explain that?
Yes, the other good news of plowshares is our reading for today, which we're looking at, is from Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4. It's a wonderful passage which says, they will beat the plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not take up sword against nation. Swords, spears, all the weapons of war. And when you're involved in reconciliation, the aim of your work to try and stop war is to prevent swords, guns, rockets, bullets being used for destruction. This is the one passage which actually has significance in the UN, because as you walk into the UN in New York, you see this wonderful sculpture of swords being turned into plowshares. Now, Isaiah is a wonderful prophecy, but like so many of these prophecies, you have to look at it both immediately and at a distance. I always think of Isaiah needing to be viewed by a telescope or a microscope. And today we start off looking at it through a telescope. And Isaiah's looking down from the mountains around Jerusalem, to settle disputes. And he says, we will beat their swords into plowshares. Their weapons will be turned into something productive, which can bring about life. Plowshares plow the land to bring about food and deliver a harvest. And this is so much an example to us in our life. How can we turn the evil things which hurt us, the things which break our society, our community, our church, to take those swords, the destructive elements, and turn them into something that can be creative and beautiful? So that is my challenge to all of us today. How can we turn our problems into instruments for creating beauty?
Well, we've just had some breaking news overnight of what is really happening in Gaza. It appears that Hamas are building again, building their weaponry, building more tunnels, and there is no way that they will hand in any of their weapons. They have stated this.
They are trying to hold to power. How? By keeping their swords and their weapons. And as one who has worked in Gaza and the Middle East as a whole for years, we know that they can only bring about change by turning their swords into plowshares. And at the moment, they want to actually turn their swords into factories to create more swords.
Now, something we dare not show has come through to us in video format. And it goes beyond rearmament, because it appears that clan warfare has broken out within Hamas itself. And we've seen footage in the squares in Gaza, in the town squares, and they are getting people to kneel down, blindfolding them and shooting them in the back of the neck. This is awful.
This is the reality of the evil we are trying to defeat.
Exactly that.
And we only can break through this with prayer, 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 and more prayer. We can only do our work with more prayer. I need to get back there urgently, but I've just got to wait for God to provide the resources to get me back.
Well, we can certainly pray about that. When I'm mentioning it's too horrific to show, it is. It beggars belief that still Palestinian marches are going on in the United Kingdom, despite what President Trump has decided to do and has got at least a provisional settlement. But will it last, Andrew?
Well, provisional, very, very provisional. We've got to start moving forward and taking risks for peace.
Well, he's certainly done that. He's been criticised for a lot of things.
And certainly there is hope in the midst of all this darkness and despair. And we do not give up. So we wait and see what we say next week. We will give you a full update.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next week, Andrew.
Bye, Rodney.